Hello. Is this thing on? Hello everyone. Welcome to my video. We are hair tied chillin' with we are sweatpants hair tied chillin' with no makeup on. Except I'm only one of those things, and the one I am is chillin'. Okay. It's Saturday evening. It's 8:30. My curtains are open, which means it's nighttime because in the summertime you guys know my curtains stay closed. I haven't opened my bedroom curtains since October. Like, not kidding. And I know that doesn't, me when I lie, I wasn't even here this winter. But I used to have a big plant in my bedroom. So I would feel stressed that like I needed it to have sunlight. And now I have no plants. I have no living things in my bedroom, including me. So it just stays closed and it's really cozy. Like every time you go in, it's just like a little cave and I always have little lights. Anyways, how the hell did I get onto that? Oh yeah, I was telling you what time of day it was. Okay. It's Saturday night and I'm chilling in a big way because I, ladies and gentlemen, am hungover. Now, sometimes when grown adults go out with their friends, they accidentally drink a myriad. Oh, I wish I went to school and knew grammar and words and vocabulary. That's what it was. Myriad. Oh, I think that's actually what it is. Of liquor. And I did actually accidentally drink rum very early on in the night. Now, what that does to me is not good. Okay. I don't know, I'm going on that tangent. What I did last night was so fun. If you guys follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, you would have seen. I went to an institution in Vancouver called the Roxy, which is a country bar that is carpeted, and that's important for you to understand the vibe. Live music, stage, Coronas, tequila shots, like Daisy Dukes, and like scary conservative men. But that wasn't what was happening last night. What was happening last night is the Vancouver Firefighters had a charity event for the calendar, the Firefighter calendar 2026, where I think there was 20, should have been paying attention, was not paying attention to numbers, tell you that much for free. 20 competitors trying to, or maybe 30, doesn't matter, trying to win a spot in the month for the next calendar. And this isn't something that's normally on my radar, but my good friend Sarah, who I did a whole 20-minute spiel on before, so I feel like you guys know her, which is actually really nice because now when I talk about her, you're like, oh my God, Sarah, like we met her last week or 4 weeks ago. My friend Sarah, this is so up her alley. And she entered a Instagram competition. Are you following? Where it's like, tag a friend to win tickets to this, whatever. And she tagged me in it. I didn't even see the notification, but I saw when she shared that she won 2 VIP tickets through this Instagram thing. So we're both like the only single people in our friend group. Thank God I'm the one that got to go with her. So yeah, last night we went to the Firefighters charity. Love to say that, didn't spend a single dime on the charity because we got free tickets, but, firefighter competition. We did actually have a friend in it who is a firefighter, and talk about coolest person ever. Not only is she absolutely stunning, gorgeous, beautiful, and cool, and literally, you guys, her hair, like you've never seen better hair. Well, you would have seen her hair if you watched my Instagram story. Again, if you follow me on Instagram. Sorry, I need my water. She's a freaking firefighter. Like, what? I was talking to her boyfriend before we were going, and this is such a non-important tangent, but I was talking to him, and I was talking about like you can take off work from home taxes. And I was like, well, yeah, like you or Kaylin, like what does Kaylin work from home? He's like, she's a firefighter. We're about to go see her. Like, no, she doesn't work from home. Anyways, sorry for wasting that 30 seconds of your life. Not a good story. So we went to go support them. I love a charity, especially when it involves men in the trades, kind of. Not really at all, actually, but definitely like they have calluses. Going on stage and like pretending to be Magic Mike. You guys, it was so fun. It was incredible. So we had like a VIP table that literally like had Sarah's name on it. And yeah. Oh my God, ice water at 8:30 at night when you're hungover. Yes. So basically everyone everyone, the firefighters went up, and it's like 90%, actually 95% women, obviously. Can you imagine a group of guys being like, oh, should we check out that charity show for the firefighters? There was 3 women and the firefighters, and like 20 men. I don't know. They all look the same to me. And yeah, they got on stage one at a time and strutted their stuff. And then they had a little Q&A segment. And then they got they got unleashed into the crowd of like literally, I mean, I was one of them, but like the thirstiest. It was so funny watching. Like the look on their faces when they knew they had to like walk down the stairs to get back into the audience, when there's like girls at the barrister like, yeah. When my friend Kaylin went up, we wanted, with like me and Sarah and her boyfriend that was also there to support her, wanted to go front row to make sure we could like cheer her on properly. And literally, you guys, the women that were front row were like, then her boyfriend was like, I'm her boyfriend, like I just want to watch her, whatever. And they were looking at her and they're looking at us being like, no, like they like were there at freaking 4 p.m. getting these seats, like they were not giving it to us. So anyways, it was just a funny crowd. And the other thing about firefighters that I knew, but I wanted to really put it to the test, is there is a assumption, and not all, but maybe 99% that I met last night are cheaters. I think it's like an actual study. I mean, by actual study, I mean like BuzzFeed, that it's like firefighters and pilots, I think, are like the highest profession of like cheaters. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But last night, every time I was like talking to someone that I'm like, you're way too attractive, I'd be like, let me see your hands. Literally, I was like, hands up, let me see them. The amount of wedding rings flashing about. I'm like, Eric, get it together. What are we doing? So that was fun. And then we went out afterward because the event started at 7. So like that's a big night out. And then, yeah, it was a really fun night. But unfortunately, I did have RHOM at 6:45 p.m. and it really didn't set the scene for the rest of the night. And when you're like out with friends and that this is the capacity, like we're literally at a Magic Mike show with like people we know, the drinks are flowing. Sorry for saying that, but they were. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. I know I've missed a few, literally filming this. I'm going to upload it right now and then it's going to go live in like 6 hours. But I know I've missed a few weeks and I know you guys have noticed, which actually does make me feel very nice because it means that you care. Okay, sorry. I just got paranoid that it wasn't recording. Okay, so let me tell you what's been going on. I haven't posted in 2 weeks. I haven't filmed anything in 2 weeks. And here's exactly what happened. I got busy. I'm just kidding. Well, like kind of. But 2 weeks ago, and also get ready. The rest of this podcast is about to be, Kim, there are people that are dying. And I'm about to self-diagnose myself with quite a few acronyms. So if you're not ready for that, I don't know, click off. Or turn your volume up, babe. Okay, so what happened was I went out a few weekends ago for Sarah's birthday, another honorable mention. And when I drink or like whatever, you know this, or anyone that drinks knows this, you just don't have a good sleep. Like you don't have a good sleep. So we went out, I went to bed and woke up with the craziest TMJ. I grind my teeth at night since I was a child, and I have a mouth guard that I wear sometimes, but not even a mouth guard could stop what was going on in my jaw when I was trying to sleep. I literally, like, I woke up like I've been in pain before. Like I've had way worse, more painful things. I've literally had an ovarian cyst burst. If anyone's been there with me, you guys, insane. But anyways, the TMJ was so painful. I had like mounds on my jaw. Like I looked like, well, my friend said I looked normal, but I felt like I looked like Quagmire because it was so heavy. I couldn't talk. I was just like literally doing so many massages. I was in so much pain. It was Sunday, and I called. I've never gotten Botox before. I'm terrified of Botox. I think I'm going to be the one that gets it and I get like botulism or I get like Bell's palsy or something bad's going to happen. So like, this is a big step for me. I called so many clinics and salons or wherever the hell sell Botox. I'm like, please, can you inject me with, like, I have crazy, like, TMJ. I just need the muscles to relax. And they're like, that's not really how it works. Like, it's not like instant. So I'm probably on a list on all those places because I was a little bit frantic. So yeah, I had really bad TMJ, you guys. I just remembered, I'm like, this is my excuse for why I haven't been posting, but I can't even, if you guys have had it before, you know, it was like 4 days of just like my hands were in my mouth, just clawing at the muscles to try to get them to loosen. And what happened was they did loosen, but then went into like an ocular migraine. Y'all ever had one of those? When it's like behind your eyes, or wait, is that what? Yeah, I would assume it was like behind my eyes, but also like a ring around my head. And then the tension from there, because I just like literally laid with my eyes closed with an ice pack on my head. And then from there, so like, let's say it's about Thursday now, and the whole week I did not one thing, you guys. Like, when I tell you, because normally my day, like, I'm not working 9 to 5 right now. I'll like wake up, go work out. Like, I'm still not doing a lot, but I'm still like, you know, getting ready to get out of the house. I'll like read my book. I'll do like little things, whatever. I did not leave my bed. Like, my muscles were aching. I felt like the freaking grandfather in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, if I stood up, my knees would blow out like dust. Like, it was bad. Anyway, so I was doing nothing. Thursday, I wake up and the tension went all the way down my neck. I couldn't move my neck. Got a massage, don't have benefits anymore. So it's like you're in the massage, you're like, oh, this feels so good. And then you remember you have to pay $150 for this. Still worth it though. And, you know, obviously like a good massage or like a deep tissue massage, it actually hurts more after and the next day. So I was out for about a week and I was complaining about it all week, because if you can't complain, what is the point of life? And then it was Sunday and I'm like, oh, I have no video. Felt bad about it. Went about my day. And then then the next week I have no excuse. The next week, literally no excuse. Didn't post. And, oh, actually, I do have an excuse. I do have another acronym for you guys. This one is also one I've been dealing with for a very long time. Well, I don't know. I think I've self-diagnosed myself with it about 8 years ago. Y'all ever heard of a little thing called PMDD? And it stands for, and I always get this wrong, premenstrual dysphoric, not a word, disorder. I hate when I have to use Siri. One sec. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Is that what I said? And it's basically a little thing that we as women get to deal with the week, well, for me at least, it's the week before my period, and you guys, literally go cuckoo bananas crazy. Like, not even in like a like, oh, I'm angry, or like I'm irritable, or blah blah blah. No, I'm like balls to the wall, insane. I'm like trying to claw out of my skin and literally throw rocks at anyone that looks at me. I'm avoiding friends. I'm avoiding family. I can't stand to be like, literally, I heard a neighbor come home and I was like, I was like, why the fuck do you live here? Like, it's insane. And then other things come with it, but it's mostly like a mental disorder. And I have this thing with like, especially around cycles, my cycle, you guys, is like 28 days clockwork. Like I don't miss, babe. Like, so I know when things are happening, and because I know the reason, I can kind of like get out of it, but my PMDD is like stronger than anything. But like when I get cramps for my period, whatever, they're horrific, painful. But in my head, I'm like, this is good. It means you're not pregnant. It means you're healthy. It means your body's like doing what it's meant to do. And so it kind of like mind over matter kind of thing. But yeah, the PMDD, you guys, it's like, can you comment below, please, if you have it as well? Because I know it's quite common and a lot of people don't know about it until they read it and are like, oh, I actually think I might have this. But it comes with a few other actual like things that aren't just, let me read about it. Okay, these are some of the main symptoms that you could feel. Anger or irritability, which like, again, in my head, this is normal for like, about when you're about to get your period, because then you got your period. It's like a universal thing for women. You get it, you're like, oh, that's why I've been a raging bitch. Feeling on edge, overwhelmed, or tense. Again, that could just be another day for me. Anxiety and panic attacks, depression and suicidal thoughts, difficulty concentrating, fatigue and low energy, food cravings, binging or change in appetite. Oh my God, I am just insatiable. Headaches, mood swings, and insomnia. So yeah, that was happening. That's what was happening. So let me know if you guys have ever had that before. And those are my 2 acronyms for you guys and my excuses as to why I've been MIA. But hope you're happy that I'm here now. I can't see myself. My vision has been getting a little bit worse. I mean, it comes with age. It comes with the territory. But I can't see myself right now. And so I hope I look normal. Remember that episode I filmed when I had black all over my eyes and none of you guys told me? That was insane. Okay, also I got a lot of calls on my voicemail that I'm going to get to after this. But first, a few things. One, it's been raining in Vancouver and I actually feel my soul. Oh, I don't think I said this in the PMDD. I was so fatigued and exhausted. Like, I couldn't get out of bed. It was so hot. I was just absolutely miserable. Like, I was like, I need to move somewhere that's like doesn't get heat. Like, I literally need to move to the Arctic. I need to like learn how to be an underwater welder. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. I was like, I need to move somewhere that I don't get the sun, ever, literally ever. So that's what I was feeling, just really fatigued. And in my head, I'm like, is this depression? But I don't think it was, because I wasn't even like, when I started going to therapy, my therapist told me, she's like, you're either a sad person that sometimes feels happy or a happy person that sometimes feels sad. And it's a way that it's like a very loose description of like how you can feel like depression versus anxiety. And I'm like, I'm definitely a happy person that sometimes feels sad. Like, I'm so grateful that I don't think I've ever like had real bouts of depression. I've definitely like been, you know, in my feelings and stuff. But anyway, so I was like, when I was feeling so fatigued and like no appetite and all these things, I'm like, is this depression? The second the rain came, you guys, I was literally Joseph Gordon-Levitt in 500 Days of Summer dancing with the freaking fountains. And what song is that? What I want to do, it might be hard to handle. I literally, like, it's been raining all day today and it's like, well, what's the temperature? It's like 15 degrees right now, which is cold. Well, it's perfect for me. But I literally am like, this is what life is about. Life is worth living. Ooh. So it's going to be a long 2 months, but then September comes and I'll be out of it. Hopefully October is where I'm like every like day or so, I'll just get like shivers, like so excited for Halloween. I found out a few of my friends have never seen Practical Magic, which literally like I'm the wrong person to tell that to because it's my unhealthy obsession. That movie, if you guys haven't seen it, we'll wait for the fall. I've probably told you this already, but Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, like 90s though. It's like a life-changing movie. I watch it every year. It's a perfect Halloween witch movie. Okay, where was I going with that? I think that was actually the end. I just wanted to describe. Some people like don't understand seasonal depression until it's wintertime and everyone has it. I'm like, okay, so it's exactly that. Okay, so look at me. So what you're feeling right now, okay, bottle it up and just imagine it in June. And they're still like, yeah, but the sun's out. Exactly. Oh my God, it does something to me. But yeah, anyways, it's pouring rain tonight. So thank freaking God. Actually, today is the first day of summer, I think June 21st. Yeah. And I got a notification that it's the coldest day in Vancouver history. I think I could have read that wrong, could have just made that up, but there was something about that. And I do know that it's global warming, so I can't really celebrate, but like just for the time being, I am thrilled to be hungover in the rain. Okay, another update. 2 days ago, I went to an open mic at a stand-up comedy venue with a 1% chance that I was going to go up because the last 2 weeks of me doing nothing, like the full week, I can't explain to you, like when I had my TMJ and PMDD. I didn't do a single thing. I could not, like, I would get up and put makeup on because that's like a big thing, especially even if you work from home and you're like in your pajamas all day, like there's just no motivation. So I would get up, I'd put jeans on, you know what I mean? A bra with underwire and makeup and like do my hair, everything, whatever, leave my house. I would get 4 steps away from my apartment and just want to collapse. And I'm like, I have to go back. Like I can't. And then I would just sit on my couch all day. I was so just like dead. And then also like not posting. I've been interviewing at a few jobs, and just like that whole process is exhausting because the job market is literally horrendous right now. It's just a little bit like, what the hell am I doing with my life? And one thing that I really want to do this year, and I will do this year, is stand-up comedy. I feel like with stand-up, I haven't done it since I lived in Toronto, so 4 years. And I did stand up, and many of you guys will know these names because my good friends Curtis Connor and Dean Hebsher and Jacob Sharp did stand up, and they would literally call me and be like, we need you to open or like do a 5-minute set on our show tonight. And I had no other choice but to do it. I'm so grateful that they asked me. But it's like it's a whole different thing to go out by yourself in a community that you don't know. The comedy community can be really cliquey, the same as I'm sure any like, you know, community, especially like in the arts. Like, oh my God, imagine like the film community. Anyways, so it's really terrifying, but I feel like there's a window in stand up that I'm in it right now. Like, this is the freaking time to do it. I'm not like busy with the job. I have time to write and whatever. Anyway, so I woke up that morning. This was on Wednesday, so it was a few days ago. I woke up and I'm like, I am going to do stand up comedy. I looked online at open mics and there was one that night at a place. So I like wrote my freaking 5-minute set or like 3 minutes, whatever. And the way that places do open mics here is, a few places is like a bucket that you put your name in a bucket. And then during the show, they'll like call up people, which is so scary because the whole time you're just waiting there like, am I going to go? Am I going to go? Am I going to go? So anyways, I was like, I'm going to do this. Text my friend, picked her up. We went to the open mic and I knew like there was a big part of me that I'm like, yeah, probably not gonna go up, but there's like a slight chance I'm gonna go up because I really want to, and who cares? Everything, the air has to be the perfect temperature, like everything has to be right for me to go. I also just wanted to suss it out, you know what I mean? Like, see how we feel. So we go, and it was I've been to a bunch of comedy shows in Vancouver, and this was the weirdest first 5 minutes of my life. So we walk in. And I bought tickets ahead of time. They're like $5, whatever, no problem. We walk in to this crowded like main like waiting area, like bar area before you go into the room. I first lock eyes with a guy I know that does stand up comedy in Toronto at the bar. We don't know we just know each other because he used to do it and like I used to do it, and also like nothing flirty at all. Just like we just know each other from the comedy world, but like neither of us have ever spoken. We don't follow each other on platforms. It's just like you just like know of people in your world, but like not enough for me to ever say hi to him. So we lock eyes, and in my head I'm like, why the fuck are you here? Like. And he's also like kind of intimidating because he like does professional stand-up comedy. And then I look to his left. There are like 7 to 9 beautiful men, like, and cool, like all wearing they all had their freaking Subaru keys hooked to their pant loops. Like they were all just like cool. Like I feel like one of them was like had a cigarette behind his ear. I'm like, what the hell? I was expecting a bunch of freaking narcs and like people like me. Like, what the hell are you guys doing here? And then as if it was like one after another, that happened. And then this girl comes up. She's like, are you Maxine? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, we've been waiting for you. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But she wasn't at her stand, so I wouldn't have known this, but she was the girl like taking tickets or whatever. But I was also like, how did you know? Like, was I the last person to show up? We were like 10 minutes early, which I guess is like maybe the latest you should go to a comedy show. It was just like one after another that I looked at my friend. I'm like, I am not going up. Like it threw me off for like the whole night. I was like, what the hell? I'm still not over why these beautiful men were at this show. So they herd us all into a room, and me and my friend Aaron, shout out Aaron, were the only ones that weren't there to perform. Like everyone, the energy was nervous. Everyone was very scared. Everyone had their little notepads and their little things. And it was just like a little bit of a stressful vibe because the host like pulls names out of the hat, and then you just wait your turn. And then a few people like didn't get to go, but a lot of them did. You do 3 minutes. There was, I kind of wanted to just like feel the vibe of how prepared do I have to be? Like everyone that does open mics, are they, polished jokes, or does anyone bomb or whatever? Turns out it's a mix of both. They had pros in between the like open micers, and the pros were bad, babe. Like there's something about like a novice in stand-up that is sometimes better than someone who like practices too much. Is it's like with stand-up you either have it or you don't. So anyone can stand up and say a few jokes and it's hilarious. But if you're like going for like a festival or like you're trying to do it professionally and you're just like doing the same joke over and over again trying to perfect it, it's just not, you can feel it in their voice. It's like when you see a professional stand-up comedian's special on like Netflix, usually not funny because they've said the same lines 900 times across America trying to make it perfect. Maybe personal preference, but like I prefer like I like when professional comedians work out new jokes in like an open mic set. Anyways, so yeah, I went to open mic. It was good to like shake the cobwebs off, and a few of the beautiful, gorgeous, cool men did go up, and unfortunately were really funny. Like I was like, what in the hell? Like, who the hell are even you? And why? so perplexed. Yeah, so they exist. Didn't know they existed. They exist, y'all. Really scary vibe though. Like even when we left, they were all still at that table. Like that's what I mean. Like scary vibe. Like you just know that they like run the shit. And me and my friend walked. I'm like, oh my god, did you look at them? She's like, no, I was too scared. I didn't even look. It was like high school. Also, like these guys, literally probably 23. I'm not kidding. Like way younger than us, and like probably like no, I was gonna say live with their parents, but you know that vibe. So mark my words. I don't manifest, but like maybe this is manifesting. I will do stand up before 2026. Okay, y'all, I will do it. Okay, I have some serious things I want to talk about, but I don't really want to talk about it yet. So let's get into media. I've been reading, still on Throne of Glass. I have the 8-box set series or whatever you would call it. So I finished the first book of that series is called Throne of Glass. Finished it. It took me literally almost 2 months to get through, which is like a new low for me. That normally I would like post that on my Instagram story. If I like last year, if I read a book in 2 months, I'd be like, this is insane. Like, where's my agent? I need like to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. But no, that's a long time for me. Anyways, got through it. I started reading Crown of Midnight. Guys, I am back. We are so back. It's the second book. I'll like go grocery shopping and just be like in the noodle aisle being like, I cannot wait to get home and read. I'm reading up a storm. Even today I was like driving around and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to lay on my couch and read my book. It's such a good feeling. So we are freaking back, y'all. Also got a notification today from the library, which I think I've said this before, but first of all, I'm a physical book reader, but I am such a book buyer. Like if I want to read a book and it's unavailable, I'm buying it. Like I'm not waiting 6 months for it to be ready at the library. So, but I do have a library. Okay, I'm just gonna end that thought because what I was gonna say is, I'm not going to the library. Tell me how I have a $10 charge already from like all the late hold pickups that I have. So people are like, you can save money at the library. Turns out I'm spending. Anyways, I got a notification, which I put in this hold in February. Okay, so it's June, that The House of My Mother, written by Sherry Frankie, is ready for pickup. Now, if your ears perked up at that sentence, you and I are one and the same, because that is a very niche sentence. And let me break it down for you normies. Sherry Frankie is the eldest daughter of Ruby Frankie, who was recently arrested for I don't know if it was actually technically called child abuse. Oh, neglect, something like that. She is the Mormon YouTube family vlogger that is serving 30 years to life. Could get that wrong. No, I think it is 30 years. I don't know about to life. Doesn't matter. She was in the Amazon Prime or Disney Plus series, House of the Devil or something like that. She's just like a really scary person that vlogged her family, and then now, or a few years ago, was caught. Me trying to use like really gentle language because this is like actually a horrific story, but like neglecting and abusing her youngest kids. So really horrific story. I used to watch, their channel was called 8 Passengers. I watched this channel for like 4 years straight, y'all. I don't think I was like making YouTube videos at the time with like this was my era, but if you know me in real life, you know this about me. I am obsessed, or I used to be obsessed with Mormons. Like I was so fascinated with them because I just remember like, I mean, I've never met one. Like it's just like not a thing where I'm from. So I remember being like, wait, what? They do what? They drink like Diet Coke with cream? Like they can't have coffee or tea, and they get married at 19 so that they can have 47 babies. And like, I don't know. I just found like the whole thing very interesting. And this is no shade to Mormons at all. So anyways, I knew like Sherry Frankie, girl, she's in her 20s now, but I've been so creepy, but like I've been watching her since like her grade 9. Like I saw what she was wearing to her grade 9 prom, like so scary. And I've been an enabler, and I have to sit with that like I was one of the people that enabled this freaking scary mom to objectify isn't the right word, maybe it is, her kids. And Sherry Frankie has actually gone on now to like put a bill in the state of Texas that you're not allowed, I don't actually know, you guys can Google it, but like the state of Texas, babe, Utah, and maybe it's in California too, because now all the influencers like Brittany Xavier like moved away so that they could film their kids. But there's like a rule that like things need to be in place for you to like film your kids for your job. Like if making YouTube content or content in general is your job, you need to have like X, Y, and Z. Whether it's like your kids need to have their own bank accounts and they need to be paid as like employees, or I don't even know. But anyways, she's like gone on and been like a huge activist for this. She was the eldest of these 8 kids. Okay, doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because the book's already in the library. She wrote a novel called In the House of My Mother, and it has like 5 or like 4.9 stars on Goodreads. People are freaking eating it up, and I cannot wait to freaking read it. So I'm gonna go get that tomorrow. Okay, so that's what I've been reading. I'm reading Era again. I'm looking at the book Demon Copperfield that I've had out from the library for almost 2 weeks now, and I have to give it back next week. Haven't even cracked the freaking spine, y'all, because I'm just into my Throne of Glass right now, but I will return it so I don't get a freaking charge. Okay, I've been watching, obviously, guess what I've been freaking watching, y'all? Love Island. If anyone, it's almost offensive if someone's like, do you watch Love Island? Duh. Do you have eyes? Can you see who I am as a person? Like, what the hell? You're looking at me, or could there be someone behind me? Yes, I watched Love Island. Are you kidding me? Anyway, so I'm watching Love Island US. I used to be such a hater of Love Island US because obviously UK is the better version. But I feel like the last season of US got really good, and now I'm into it. But I will start UK because UK is superior. Duh. But Love Island US, let's talk about it. Who do I like? I like Ira. She's a little bit boring, but I just feel like she's super cool and like mellow. I like Neek. I'm not gonna give any spoilers away, but I love Sierra, and maybe that's all I'll say. The episode I just watched, Megan Thee Stallion, was on. One thing about me, I love Megan Thee Stallion, like in a big scary way. And yeah, she did great. That was a really good episode. I was cracking the hell up at them dancing, like Austin doing the freaking crab. Anyways, I'll stop talking about that because maybe you guys don't watch it. I've also been watching Real Housewives of Miami because I needed an eating show, which is a show that you put on when you eat food by yourself. And this is a thing too. I saw a TikTok about this, but it's so true. Like, you can tell when someone if someone watches Bravo or if they just watch Love Island, because obviously Love Island is reality TV, but like if you just watch like Temptation Island or Love Island, you're like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Babe, this is nothing. This is nothing to freaking the Bravo universe, okay? Like Real Housewives, like there was a meme, it was like I've been to Scary Island way before I went to Fiji, which is like a comment about Housewives of New York, which is the best franchise ever. But yeah, like if you think people were like, oh my God, the stuff with Huda, sorry, I always want to say Huda because Huda Beauty, Huda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. The stuff with Huda is so dark, babe. Look up Alex from Real Housewives of New York. Look up Russell and Taylor from Real Housewives from freaking Beverly Hills. You want to talk about dark? Try living a day in my life. Anyways, so I am watching Real Housewives of Miami, and I started watching season 1. If anyone's watched it, it was boring. The only thing that was like, oh, is that Larsa Pippen is on it. And Larsa Pippen, for those of you who have a job, is she was the wife of Scottie Pippen, NBA player, and also the best friend of Kim Kardashian. She is no longer either of those things. She absolutely fell off, but in this early season, it was kind of like her glory day of life. So I started rewatching at the new, when like Peacock got the rights. So in 2021, they filmed again. So I'm in on it. I'm into it. Really quickly, if anyone's watched Miami, please comment below. I need someone to talk about it with. I love Alexa. Uh-oh, fake fan. I love that woman, whoever she is. She is exactly like Teresa Giudice, and that's all I'll say. Okay, I just want to share this because a lot of my viewers, I actually think it's like 99 or 98.5% women, which is like the biggest flex. Like that's insane. So thank you. And also, but thank you to the men that watch too. But recently so this is why this topic I hope is relevant to girls. Recently, you guys, I'm 31 years old. For the first time in my ever living life, this one at least, I no longer feel the weight and stress of my internal timeline clock. And I can't even believe I'm saying that because it, like, literally as a woman, your internal clock like runs the effing show, or at least for me, because I'm someone who like wants kids, and that's like a real thing that you have to think about. If you want kids, you can't. Oh my God, did I tell you guys this story? But I went on a date with a guy, this was last year, and he was 40, or like, yeah, he's 39 turning 40. And we're talking about, I think I did say this, but we're talking about kids. Got to keep it light on a first date. And I was like, oh, do you want kids? And he was like, yeah, but not anytime soon. I wanted to fucking take my fork and stab him in his eyes. The audacity of literally, I guess they're freaking allowed. Al Pacino, this is your doing. That 40-year-old men can be like, oh yeah, I definitely want kids, but not anytime soon. Meanwhile, like they just will never understand the stress that we live under, knowing that like you're only viable for so long. And I know you can like have later pregnancies later in life, and you can do IVF, and there's like so many things you can adopt, like so many things, but it is just like maybe once a day for 30 years, you guys. Well, obviously maybe when I gained consciousness at like 15, I thought about it. I thought like, okay, working back, I'm like, okay, well, if I meet someone this year and then I'll date them for this long and then we'll move in and then we'll get married and then I want to be married for a little bit, then we'll have kids and then we'll have another kid and then we'll silence. It's now just like whatever frequency is like really nice and calming, because I am in this stage of life where I'm absolutely loving my life. And I know I did just talk about like two weeks of being miserable, but whatever, that's on my own accord. I'm like being miserable in a house that I love, in a country that I feel safe in, with my family who loves me and my friends that support me. You know what I mean? Like I can have TMJ with those parameters. But this is like another side note thing. Not all of my friends, 5 of my really good friends just got engaged. 5? Wait. 4. 4 of my, maybe 5 though. I actually think the 5th might happen this weekend. Of my really good friends just got engaged. And this is the thing. I'm really into like emotions and feeling. Have you guys ever looked up the feeling wheel of like what, instead of being like, I am angry, like actually pinpoint what you're feeling about it is? Because I was just like feeling these confusing feelings as like one after another. All like my friends were, these like huge life events were happening to people, and I felt like nothing was happening to me, which like don't feel freaking bad for me. We'll get to that later. But it is a thing that you have to know is like, oh, how do I feel about this? Because I love all my friends' partners. I'm so effing happy for all of them. They are in like such good, great relationships. They're in the right stage of their life. Like I'm so excited for their wedding. I'm so excited for their bachelorettes, which I actually was surprised about, that I felt that actual emotion that I'm excited for their bachelorettes, but just like actually so happy for them. So I was like, so why is there like sometimes like a little bit of like a, and it's not about people. It's not about like me not having a boyfriend and my friends like having fiancés, because I literally sat cross-legged and I was like, let me think how I feel. And this is what I came up with. It is a very weird and confusing feeling when you're in a stage of life and you feel everyone that you love, that are like closest to you, step out of it into like the next stage of life that you're just not in yet. It's a little bit isolating, but also like, you'll have it for the rest of your freaking life, y'all. Like it's not, you can never catch up with it. So that's why I feel like, for instance, and just to give to like, maybe if this can relate to anyone, because I think a lot of you guys are a lot younger than me. Even though like my TikTok, it's like girls been like, I'm 22 years old and single. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Live your life. I don't know. Stand up and applaud and like jump for joy and get ice cream with your friends and like make like sand castles at the beach. I don't know, maybe like scream into the woods and like go fishing. You know what I mean? Anything. Oh no, I just lost my train of thought. No, I was saying because you guys are young. Oh yeah. So this is akin to how I feel about people like leaving the life stage that you're in. When I was 17, I didn't get into university when I first applied because I was never a good student, and I applied to one university, you guys, that was like historically so hard to get into. I was just like this false confidence, like, oh, I'll get in. Maybe didn't get in. So I did do a gap year at a whole new high school. We're not talking about that stage of my life, but all of my friends were in university, and I was like living with my parents, like in high school with people I didn't know. And I had the exact same feeling then of like, oh my God, like these are still my best friends, but like I can't really relate to them anymore because that I'm not like in frosh and I'm not doing all these things. And it wasn't even like jealousy or like resentment. It was just like a whole new other feeling of like, like this is new. Like everyone else is like graduated up and I'm just like here like making grilled cheeses with my dad. You know what I mean? Which is great. But it's just like you need to sit with the feeling sometimes. So that's how I feel about all my friends getting engaged. And with that feeling of like, oh my God, that's so crazy that like all like I also, sorry, another thing. I also have friends who are like breaking up in long-term relationships, like moving out of, you know, divorces. Like it's not just like people only moving up. Like for the rest of your life, you will have people fluctuating in everything. That's why you can't like chase the freaking group or like whatever. Like you can't like try to hit all those milestones because something's always gonna be happening. Like, you know what I mean? I'll say this. me and all my girlfriends, like everyone's having a good time and I'm like, well, you guys know like in 30 years like one of us will be divorced, one of us will be like, we're not all gonna be married with kids at this like happily, you know what I mean? If we are, that's crazy and great, but like it's just whatever. It's not, that's life. And they're like, yeah, they're like showing us our rings. I'm like, well, you guys know in 30 years. I'm just kidding, I would never say it at that time, but yeah, so I have a lot of friends also like going through these other, you know, big quitting jobs that they've had for like 15 years and like breaking up with their boyfriend and doing whatever they freaking want. And so it made me, to bring it all back with all of these feelings, it made me think like, oh my God, I don't feel envious of my friends getting engaged. I don't feel envious of where they are at in life or like planning weddings like at all. I don't want to do that at all right now. Like I have friends talking about wanting to have kids. Babe, good for freaking you. Couldn't be me. That is like literally the last thing I would want right now. I would even like rather like do a freaking triathlon that involves cross-country skiing, and if you know anything about me, that those two words are like my trigger words, than have a kid right now. And if you asked me at like 21 when I wanted to have kids, I would be like 30 or 31, and here we are, babe. It's not happening. It's not happening anytime soon. For the first time in my life, I'm like, no, I don't care. Like I just don't want it. I'm not there. I don't even want a boyfriend. Like I'm dating people, well, not people, but like I'll go on dates, and anytime it starts to get serious, I'm like, oh, I don't really know if I want to date right now. Like I just wanted to like have drinks and like giggle. Like I don't know if I really want to like meet your friends. You know what I mean? And I think that's fine. I think you're allowed to like do whatever you want, but it's just been an interesting thing of like, I don't care about my timeline. I want kids. Okay, so if I'm like 38 and don't have kids, I'll adopt a kid. No problem. Well, obviously I know that comes with a lot of things, but you know, everything will work out. But I'm like feeling really good at where I am in my life right now with like having my 2 feet grounded and not feeling like so happy for my friends in any situation that they're in, whether they're like, first of all, if you're getting divorced, babe, call me, I'll help you out. No problem. Like no questions asked. Like I'm your girl for that. Or like getting married, and I just like so happy for them and I'm happy for me. And I never thought I could get here because I used to be like a bitter bitch. Like I drove 45 minutes for a Facebook Marketplace pickup today. You didn't need to know that, but I just felt like I had to tell you. And on that drive, I was like quite hungover, so I didn't listen to any music. And I was just thinking of certain characteristics or things that if you have these, do not try to relate to me. And like a few of them are, if you've never had back knee, like a big one that if I find this out about you, I'm like, oh, so I don't know. Like we're not on the same level, is if you lived with a partner during COVID. Do not even try to tell me a single effing thing. Like if you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend in COVID, and especially if you like live, not even if you lived with them, yeah, but like you could just be dating someone in COVID, and then you're trying to be like, oh my God, COVID was so bad. Like COVID was so whatever. I'm going to ask you politely to shut the hell up right now. Again, I don't even know what I just said, but let me know if that resonated with anyone or if that made anyone feel excited for their future, because it is like, I feel like some people are scared of 30. Guys, 30 is great. And I actually can't wait for 40. And you know what? I actually can't wait for 50 either. And you know what? I actually can't wait for 60. And you know what? I actually can't wait for 70 either. I just think it's going to be great. And yeah, stop. I'll leave it at that. Okay, let's take some callers. Okay, I have so many of these, you guys, and I will get through them. And I'm sorry that it's not organized, but like, I think we're on 40 minutes right now. So I'm just going to play a few. So this is from Lucy.
Hi, Maxine. This is Lucy.
Incredible voice challenge. Please do ASMR. Continue.
I love your videos, first of all. And my question would be, how do you go about like meeting guys and not being nervous about that? Because I think in one episode you talked about like your dating experience, kind of, and how you go upon like on going on dates and meeting people, especially when you kind of feel uncomfortable before going on a date and rather doing something else. And I kind of have that same problem that I make up like a really big scenario in my head, and then I kind of don't want to go anymore. And all of my other girlfriends don't have that problem because they're not that scared about dates. So yeah, that was kind of my question, because I get so anxious. Sometimes I get nauseous.
Same.
And I kind of don't like that, and I don't want that anymore. So it would be awesome to hear your opinion on it. And thank you so much for your videos. And yeah, I'm your subscriber from Germany. So have a good day. Bye.
Oh my god, that's so cute. From Germany. Okay, amazing. First of all, let me just say this. Going on a first date from a dating app when you've never met someone is one of the scariest things. Like, I feel like if they took heart rates from a beautiful woman going on a date with a hinge guy, it would be akin to like what like people going to war felt like. It is so scary. There's so many things that could like go wrong, go up in the air, and it's like whatever. What I've been doing recently with me and, you guessed it, Miss Sarah, we've been meeting men in the wild. And here's the thing. Well, personally, I don't have an ego about dating. Like, I have no problem approaching man or bear. No problem. And if I approach someone and they're like, oh, I have a girlfriend, or literally if they're like, sorry, I'm not interested, I'd be like, no problem. And I would go back to my friends and like find the next freaking victim. You know what I mean? It's just like a fun little thing. And then you can kind of like feel out. I mean, don't be, be respectful and don't be a weirdo. You don't want to give men anything to complain about. But yeah, if you have like the confidence to approach people, or even if you don't, just like try it once, and it's fun. Like, it's really a good time because you're probably cooler than any of the guys that you would ever talk to. So approaching in person is really, really fun. It helps if you have, okay, is someone obsessed with honking? Someone obsessed with honking? Is someone obsessed with honking outside? What the actual hell was that? It helps if you have single friends and you can kind of like play a game about it. Or yeah, go up to a group of guys with your group of friends and just talk to them. And just remember that it's just a man. It's just a guy. He probably has like weird navy sheets and like a jersey on his wall. And you know what I mean? Something weird in his fridge, just like ground beef in his fridge that's not covered properly. And like half an orange that he used 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, you're fine. You can do better. But it's still fun. So that's my advice. I'm like, did I even answer the question? I hope it did. Okay, this is Haley.
Have you ever been on a date or talked to a guy and just completely ignored the red flags? Like, this guy's a killer. Because
Yes.
I've done that. I was once talking to this guy who owned his own meat slicer.
Yeah.
Because he said it's cheaper to buy a big thing of meat and cut it yourself. But he also lived at home and wouldn't let his parents.
Dude.
Was that a smart idea? Probably not. But am I still alive? Yeah, I didn't get sliced up.
That guy is literally the killer. If I went to a guy's house and he had a meat slicer in his parents' house, in his room, or like that his parents weren't allowed to use, that's so funny, Haley. I feel like that could be a really good stand-up bit. If you ever wanted to try stand-up, start with that one. That's hilarious. I've definitely like avoided red flags, but not in like, I'm sorry. If I went to a guy's house and he had a meat slicer, I would, first of all, phone camera on, flash on, microphone on, interview the fuck out of him and being like, so you're the killer. And just, I would literally be in his room and like, and this is his art. Like, I would just like look at it like a museum. I'm like, I need to know everything about this guy because you are a freakazoid. But red flags. Definitely. I feel like it helps, like when you tell your friends about someone and they're kind of like looking at you like, who's going to tell her that they're not supposed to have things like this? But yeah, definitely. But nothing as funny as that. Okay, I'm going to play one more. This is from Jenna.
Hi, Maxine. I'm turning 24 in just a couple of months. I'm still kind of stuck in this mindset of comparing myself to others, feeling behind in life, and just all those mental roadblocks that I'm sure everyone has felt at least once in their lifetime. I'm just wondering what advice you would have, and alternatively, what advice would you give to a young Maxine experiencing feelings like these?
Oh my, I could literally cry. That is the cutest. Like, I can't believe you trusted me. I could actually cry right now, you guys. I'm on my period, but also I love you. That you trusted to ask me that question. Like, I'm like your friend. Also, so topical because I just talked all about this. So hopefully, Jenna, you got some answers from that of like comparing yourself. Because here's the thing, even if like let's say you have 3 friends and you're 29 and you and your 3 friends all got married and all had kids in 5 years, maybe one of you guys has another kid, maybe one of you guys like get things change. So wait, what was I trying to say? I just got distracted with the guy that's obsessed with honking outside. What the hell was I trying to say? Comparing yourself to others. Oh, I think you'll just never, like, you have to stop eventually because it'll never stop naturally. Like, you can be a grandmother and having tea with your friends, and your grandmother friend is like, well, my son just had another like twin baby. Like, I don't know. And then you'll be like at the freaking coffee shop, like, well, damn, my son only has 1 baby. That is the stupidest thing I've ever said. But I feel like I did just talk like 10 minutes about it, so I hope you got something out of it from that. Okay, I think that my intelligence level is slowly going down the hill. And by slowly, I mean plummeting. So is the lighting. I'm looking a little bit scary right now, and my computer's also going to die. So I'm just going to end this here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for asking, and thank you for being here. Please keep sending your speak pipes. I'm going to put the link below. That's what the website's called. I know, change it obviously, but that's what it's called for the voicemails, and I will get to all of them. I have 16 right now, which is kind of a huge flex, and there's some that have been there for weeks, and I will prioritize those for the next episode, and I'll go through them. But I love answering your questions, and it's so cute, like, hearing you guys. Literally, that last one brought a tear to my dry eye. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and say it one more time, challenge. I'll see you guys in my next video. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Bye.